call is going out here in Connecticut and across the country for people to donate blood because hospitals and other organizations are reporting a shortage of blood and a drop in donations, especially around this time of the year. In fact, this week, the Connecticut Blood Center announced there's a blood emergency. And joining us now to talk more about that and the efforts to combat the issue, happy to have Jonathan DeCasanova with the Connecticut Blood Center, and it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here. All right, let's talk about the problem first before we talk about the solution. Just how much blood do you guys have on hand versus how much you would want to have on hand this time of the year?
So typically we would want to have 5 to 7 days of blood supply, but currently we have dangerously low levels of 1 to 2 days.
Okay. How uncommon is that? Is that a level you get to this time every year?
This time every year, the summer months typically pose a challenge for blood supply.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, during the summer, we have extra vacations that happen, warmer weather, and unfortunately, blood donation just falls in terms of the priority list that people have. But the demand is still there. Hospitals still need the blood, and patients need that blood, so we do need that.
I just feel bad because I feel like we report on a blood shortage a lot. Whether it's you guys, whether it's the American Red Cross, there's always seems to be a shortage, and yet, like you said, the demand's never going to go down. So this is a problem we have to try to tackle. What are you guys trying to do to tackle that problem?
Well, the first thing that we did was we created a Connecticut Blood Center in Middletown back in October, and that's a fixed site that now people in that local community can go to. We also are scaling up our mobile blood drives across the state because access to blood drives or blood centers is an important point to make sure that we can provide convenience for donors. The other factor here is the pandemic. You had noted that there's been a ton of blood emergencies, and we've seen more than ever from my experience in the blood industry. And what the pandemic really did was when it first hit, as you can imagine, blood supply really went down.
Absolutely.
But so did demand because, we had put away elective surgeries. People were hunkered in, so less traumas were necessarily happening in terms of car accidents. What's happened, though, is coming out of this pandemic, the demand has skyrocketed. It's really actually higher than it ever was pre-pandemic, but the supply just hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, people have not gotten back in the habit of donating. So what can people know about the blood donation process, maybe to make it easier to facilitate things?
So in and out, you're talking about 45 minutes to an hour. You do a registration process, you do a quick question with the phlebotomist to make sure that you are an appropriate donor. And then the donation itself is actually typically around 5 to 10 minutes. So, donating the blood doesn't necessarily take an enormous amount of time, but then you have a refreshment time afterwards, rehydrate, get some more snacks in you before you head out. So that's why we say a 45-minute to an hour period.
The snacks are always the thing that get me going. It's free snacks, too. How often can people donate if people want to be dedicated and really help this problem?
Yeah, we have a lot of individuals that donate on an every 56-day or 8-week cycle.
8 weeks.
And that's incredible because, we really are looking forward to people donating multiple times a year, not just one or, 2 times.
Yeah. What else can people do outside of donating that could maybe help you guys out?
They can contact us. Sometimes there are volunteer opportunities. Also, if they know an organization, in Connecticut that would be looking to host a blood drive, they can certainly contact us as well. Okay.
Last question. If they want to donate, what's the easiest way to do it right now that they can get things set up in the next couple of minutes?
Easiest way is to go to our website, ctblood.org. There's a number of educational tools there as well for people that have more questions, but they can certainly schedule a donation appointment on that website as well, whether it be at our fixed site location in Middletown or one of our mobile blood drives across the state.
There you go, ctblood.org. Remember that. Please get out there and donate. 1 pint of blood, they always say, can save up to 3 lives.
Absolutely.
That is a great bang for your buck, even though there's no bucks here. It's all volunteers. Jonathan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.